Hey, what is going on, you flappy fungus? Today we're playing some games with the Charizard, finally. Yeah, the Leon Charizard with the Battle Sense and the Royal Blaze. That for 2 fire energy does 100 damage, plus 50 for each Leon card in the discard pile, which is these, which we can also play as a supporter for turn, which makes our Pokemon do 30 more damage to our opponent's active Pokemon. It takes 2 fire energy to attack, so we do play some welders in here. Our main draw supporter is the research, though, because it only does take those 2 fire energy, so we could, attach, and then maybe on the following turn we need a welder. The build that I've been liking the most, I haven't tried out everything. There's like the Misty Determination build, there's the Magneton build. I got some amazing rare Jirachis in here, only U-Turn boards for my pivot card, and then I got some Pokégears. Going with the Pokégear route, and it's been pretty good. Some extra reach to find the Leons, or even just find my research or welder for the turn has been super nice. We do have one boss's order in here, as well as our other supporter, because you can't, you just want that gust option. They don't use it too much, but sometimes you need it to close out games. Double Ordinary Rod, 4 Calm, 4 Quick Ball for the Pokemon Search. Double Ordinary Rod to make sure we can keep enough Charizards in play, especially with that battle sensibility. Look at the top 3 cards of our deck, pick one card, discard the other cards. Sometimes we discard Pokemon that we want, or energy that we need later, so the Ordinary Rod is super good for that. Another thing that is super good for Battle Sense is the Oranguru with the Primate Wisdom. If we got like a dead card in our hand, something we don't care about, something we're like, all right, if this gets discarded, we would not care, we can Primate Wisdom that to the top of the deck. Then we can use Battle Sense, look at the top 3, and then it's really just we're picking between 2 cards at that point. There's only 2 cards we're picking between, because we just put 1 card on the top of the deck that we know we don't care about, so that one's always getting discarded, and then we pick between those last 2 cards, so it's almost like it's an acro bike at that point. Pick a good one, discard the bad one, and then the other one also gets discarded, but we chose we want to get rid of that by using the Primate Wisdom, so that's like a super cool combo that you can do with the Primate Wisdom plus the Battle Sense. And then yeah, I mentioned the amazing rare Jirachis. We got 3 of them in here. Haven't done the full 4 because it's not like Stellar Wish and switches and scoop up nets where you want like 2 in play and you can do multiple a turn. I don't play any switch cards besides U-Turn board, so I can pull off like 2 Dreamy Revelations in a turn if I wanted to, but that means I'm not attacking for turns, so usually don't even do that. And then the other one's just kind of stuck in play and clogging up my bench, so just want one of those in play to be able to do that once a turn, get that extra card to work with every single turn, which is nice, especially when we're a 1 prizer deck, so the games are that much longer, because our opponent's only drawing 1 prize card a turn when they're KOing our attackers. And then we also have some support Pokemon. We got the Dedenne when we need that Dedenne change, and we got that Dead Hand. We got the Oricorio. We are a 1 prizer deck. The games are a little bit longer. Get that value out of the Dance of Tribute. And then we have an Eldegoss in here with that Happy Match to recover whatever we need, usually a Leon, to be able to pull off big numbers. Like we can hit for 330 if we play a Leon and have all our Leons in the discard pile. So Eldegoss to late game do that, or get a late game boss, welder, whatever it might be. The Eldegoss is nice. And yeah, this is the build that I've been liking the most. Like I said, I haven't really played around with every single build, but I've been trying a lot of the new Vivid Voltage cards out over on my live stream, twitch.tv/AzulGG. Check out the live stream. I stream every single day except Thursdays. Link in the description. Also, if you guys need Vivid Voltage codes or cards, check out Channel Fireball. I'm talking a little bit too fast today. Use code AzulGG, and let's get into some games. Okay, getting into a game. We did win the coin flip, but I am going to choose to go second. I was about to say first. We're going to go second here. I like taking that extra turn to really find our Charmanders for the most part. Just find Charmanders, because it can be so hard to find them. Like, if I open with this hand, I'd be able to get a Charmander, but I don't play a draw supporter for turn or anything like that. Then we're going to be that much less deep into our deck. We're up against a Coalossal deck from our opponent. Crushing Hammer could be a little bit annoying. There's a Leon, that's good to see. Early on, definitely want to find a research off this Pokégear. Ooh, top deck Ordinary Rod is not what we want to see. We want to save that for later. I think we'll start with the Dreamy Revelation here. There's a research. Okay, would have been good if I had Pokégear, to be honest. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and calm away the Dedenne. I'm going to grab the Oranguru. That's another reason Oranguru is really good. I'm going to get rid of this Ordinary Rod, because I think that is just too important of a card to lose right off the bat here. Hey, there's a Charmander. So now we don't even lose this energy here, which would have been the only unfortunate part about losing something out of this hand at this point. So that's cool. Another Charmander. We have the Candy Charizard already. This is looking great. I think I just pass from here. Good Hearth. I guess I could replace my stadium, so I should probably Hearth right now. I think I'm going to Hearth away the Eldegoss or the Research. I want to find Welder with this Pokégear. I'm going to go ahead and get rid of the research. I want to keep the Eldegoss around. I could discard it and rod it back later, but I want to save the rods for my Charizards. So yeah, I think this is correct here. I like the way this is going. Yeah, I'll get rid of the research here. Usually we only want to use like 1 or 2 research in the game. I do play 4 of them because using them early on is so important. And there's a Marnie for my opponent, so we're gonna lose our energy, our really good hand with the Rare Candy Charizard. But it's not the worst thing ever. We're still pretty well set up, and even if we don't get off another Charizard this turn, or get a Charizard set up this turn to attack, it wouldn't be the end of the world for sure. Our opponent is having a real rough time of it though. Feeny in the active. Fion on the bench, and that is all they have to work with. They're playing a Coalossal deck. This is not what they want to see. They want to see so much more. I'm gonna go ahead and Hearth away one of these comms, although to be honest, the comm's pretty good. Welder for Charizard pieces. We could candy out a Zard here. I don't see a reason not to. I'm gonna start with the Dreamy Revelation here, see if I get a different Pokemon to work with. Another Charmander is not bad. Calm away the Jirachi. Get the Charizard. Candy out the Charizard. And then what I was talking about with the Oranguru combo. Now I can Oranguru the Leon on top, knowing I want to discard it. We get a Welder for next turn. Then we Battle Sense, and we just have to pick between Rare Candy and Research. And I think we're always taking Rare Candy there, especially when we have a Welder in the hand. Our opponent's having a slow start. Let's be aggressive here. Gonna leave the last bench space open. I do have a Charmander in hand, but I don't see a reason to go ahead and throw this down. Yeah, let's get aggressive here. Get this knockout. Yeah, so that's a really cool combo you can do with the Primate Wisdom plus the Battle Sense. I put the Leon on top, knowing I would want to discard Leon off of the Battle Sense, which means I'm just choosing between those last 2 cards there. And it's kind of like an Acrobike at that point. I'm just like, all right, good card, bad card, take the good card, and we're good to go, knowing there's already a bad card in the top 3. Yeah, I really like the combo. I'm a big fan of it, if you guys couldn't tell. All right. Our opponent has found themselves a Coalossal, finally. And I believe that was a... Okay, Capture Energy. I thought it was a Draw Energy at first. I was a little bit confused. I was like, that's an interesting choice to play in this deck. No, it is a Capture Energy. Got the buff padding as well, so he's pretty tanky. We're definitely going to have to 2-hit KO this thing once it becomes a VMAX. I guess bossing it here would be pretty good, but I don't really want to use my Goss for boss, I don't think. I think knocking out the... Well, boss for Goss does not sound terrible, actually. Let's start with Hearth away the Quick Ball. Grab some fires. If I could gear into a Leon. Oh no, the Quick Ball is how I got my Eldegoss. Jeez, I was talking about Goss for ball, and then I don't even I can't even explain it. I don't even know. We're knocking out the active at this point. We're locking in, knock out the active at this point. Interesting choices by me, to be honest. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and Primate Wisdom the Research. Once again, like, Research is almost a dead card at this point. Like, I don't want to play Research anymore. And then we can hit it with that Battle Sense once again, knowing we're going to discard the Research. Grab the Charizard here, I think. We do have to give up the Charmander, which is not ideal, but it's not the worst thing ever, to be honest. This here, bench here, that Oricorio. I'm going to hold on to the Fire Energy because we could get a Welder next turn. And I would want to be able to Welder the energy, especially if they replaced my Giant Hearth. So I'm going to hold on to the energy here. And I'm not pressed to keep energy in play. I got 2 on the Charmander, 2 on the Charizard still. So, yeah, that was a poor sequencing by me. I was like, I want to maybe boss hit the Coalossal. Probably shouldn't have Hearth first. I should have just started with the Pokégear, to be honest. Seen what it had gotten. And then kind of gone from there. And I got a little bit, just a tad, just a small bit ahead of myself there, I think, when I could have just played a little bit slower. We're not in a bad spot by any means or anything. This is still 100% fine. Yeah, and there's that stadium replacement that I was talking about. That's why I want to keep that Giant Hearth around. So they can one-hit KO us if they get the energy on top of the deck. And actually, they're going to go for my Oricorio here. They actually can't one-hit KO Oricorio, though. It does have fighting resistance. I don't know if my opponent notices that or not, but yeah, they're not going to get this knockout on my Oricorio here. Oricorio is going to live, I believe, unless I'm missing something here. No, plus 40, right? That should be 170 damage, as long as they have an energy to mill with the Primate Wisdom. But we do have that fighting resistance, so going to be 20 short. Maybe they play something like Zigzagoons, but I highly doubt that. So we're going to get this initial hit here on this Coalossal. Ideally, we want to find another Leon, and maybe even just play the Leon as is for the turn. So hopefully this Pokégear does find us a Leon. That's what we're going to be looking for. We could even Battle Sense first. We could even go like Primate Wisdom the Dedenne, because I don't really want a Dedenne change anymore. If I have to, I could Ordinary Rod it back out at some point. So I think we'd maybe go with the, yep, and there it is, 150. We could go with the discard the Dedenne off the Battle Sense. So yeah, I think I'm going to do that first, and then we'll follow up with the Pokégear, because we'll be like digging 10 cards deep into our deck, as opposed to not. Well, I mean, these aren't that great. I think I'm taking the Dedenne back, actually. Just card double Quick Ball. That's fine with me, though. All right, Pokégear. We're hoping for that Leon. There's that Leon I was talking about. Got a Charmeleon for this Charmander. Attach. Play the Leon. Then I'm just going to retreat. And use that Royal Blaze. We're going to hit for 280. Actually, I didn't expect to hit for that much. But yeah, they don't have any stone energy. So even a Mallow and Lana is not going to save our opponent's Coalossal here. They can get the knockout on my Charizard, which they probably should have just gone with last turn. They were really excited about trying to get this KO on my Oricorio. Even if they didn't have the resistance, or they somehow did plus 20 damage, I think it's worth the trade-off of leaving this Charizard alive of mine. I think that's probably, would have been better if they had just gone, you know, gone after my Charizard there for sure. And then kind of forced me to have another one to set up. But they went that route. It's definitely not working out for them. And now we're 2 attacks away from winning the game. We can knock out this Coalossal. Then we could boss KO something off the bench, actually. Here's the switch, but once again, I feel like my opponent's making a mistake. They once again cannot KO this Charizard because this is not a basic fighting energy. And that's what this requires. Martial Arts Dojo requires a basic fighting energy. That is not what our opponent has on them. So they'll only be capping at 130 damage this turn from this Coalossal. Once again, a mistake from my opponent, I believe, here. Maybe they're going to switch back into this one, but I feel like at this point, that's just not going to happen. We'll see. I could be wrong. They could have something else up their sleeve, but I feel like they've just made a mistake here. I made this mistake myself with the Coalossal, thinking I'd get the plus damage. There's the Eruption, but only 130, and we are in a ridiculously good spot now. Got this. I am going to Primate Wisdom the Quick Ball. Probably let that go and go ahead and Battle Sense. Once again, basically like an acro bike. I was shooting with the Jirachi and the Rare Candy there. Got the Rare Candy for this Charizard now. 3 Charizards out. I don't think I'm going to Battle Sense anymore. We only have 9 cards left in our deck. It's been thinned out super nicely, though. We haven't really given up too much at all. I don't have an energy for turn. I guess that's one thing I am kind of missing, but it'll be okay. Just going to hit that Royal Blaze. 210 this time because they have the double stone energy. I didn't play a Leon for my turn either, but that should be more than enough damage. We have to get the 2-shot on this thing. Should be easy to get this 2-hit KO on this. I guess if they have Mal and Lana here, they'd have 90 on it, 210. We'd have to find another Leon. If we can find our 4th Leon and then maybe Eldegoss play a Leon, we should still be fine, especially with we have like Oricorio, Dreamy Revelation, Battle Sense as our options to draw so many cards. They're actually going to take out my Oricorio. So my Charizards have just been chilling this whole game. They're going to go after my Oricorio again. This time they will get the knockout, but I just have 2 Charizards set up now. And, well, almost 3 at this point. This guy's almost ready to go. I finally get to use a Dreamy Revelation as my opponent has finally taken a knockout. There's a Leon. Go ahead with the Dreamy Revelation. What do we have here? I mean, Welder seems best. Primate Wisdom the Leon. And then Battle Sense. Or I could just play the Leon. Get it in the discard pile. Hit. Put the Primate Wisdom Battle Sense here. I like that a little bit more. Discard the Leon from the Battle Sense, and we'll get to pick one of these. Take the Rare Candy. Shouldn't need much more than that as far as stuff, Charizard stuff goes. Don't really see a reason to do anything else. Let's just go ahead and swing. Royal Blaze. Goodbye, Coalossal. Everything on their board gets knocked out by my second Charizard there. I guess I could have Ordinary Rodded the Oricorio back in, to be honest, but we have the Dedenne to work with as, like, ability draw power, so... And I have 2 Battle Senses as well. So I'm not too worried about it. Here comes that... Was it last Crushing Hammer? One more. They have one more. Excuse me. One more Crushing Hammer left. So if they hit double heads there, I guess I could have been in trouble. But I could also pull off a Welder play on this Charizard to take the knockout. I guess they could have hit double heads on my... bench Charizard, and that would have been trouble, but with just one Tails, 1 Hammer left, I'm not too worried about it. They would have had to have gotten like double heads here to actually have had potential for a comeback, I think. Here comes a Mal and Lana, but think it's gonna be a little bit too little too late. We're hitting for 300 damage. 280, I guess, when you count their stone energy here. And that is more than enough. 280 plus 160. That's what, 440? And they have 380 HP, so they're not gonna quite be able to. Whoa, here's our last crushing hammer. Okay, it does hit. But we have double ordinary rod in hand. We got the hearth. I think I still have some energy left in deck. I have 1 energy left. It might be my last prize card. That's possible. But I have double ordinary rod, so we can put up to 4 energy back in the deck, which is more than enough than we need for this this turn to close out this game. Should be no problem. Here they come with the Coalossal. Yeah, they would have did a double heads and a reset stamp here. I feel like I've had a shot here. But yeah, don't have it. So I'm gonna go ahead and just set up the Charizard, Ordinary Rod, Giant Hearth. Unless we top deck a fire, not quite. Ordinary Rod, 2 basics. Don't even need the Pokemon. Giant Hearth. Hearth, get rid of the Jirachi. Do not need it anymore. And then, yeah, attach Royal Blaze. Get this last knockout. And that's going to do it for our first game as we defeat the Coalossal. All right, into another one. We opened Jirachi. Ideal starter here. Got some options in the hand. Nothing too great because it looks like we have to lose a Rare Candy. And I hate losing Rare Candy. So we might try and find the Oranguru off the Dreamy Revelation. We could also try and just get into a Charmander and then just like if we get a Welder off the Pokégear, just Welder. So I think we start with the Dreamy Revelation, then we'll go with the Pokégear from there. Our opponent playing the Mewtwo deck. Dreamy Revelation first. We found a research. Take the Leon. Take this, take the Leon, take this, take the Leon. It doesn't really matter, right? Like, yeah. Maybe I should have Pokégeared first. It makes you wish I had Pokégeared first with these options. I take this. I don't want to put the Dedenne in play if I don't have to, so just go ahead and research it. Yeah, and grab the Leon to discard the Leon. Hearth out. We could bench this other Jirachi, but it means our opponent has to KO this Jirachi for us to really get value. I think I'm just going to research here. Not going to do that. We lose a Rare Candy. The Rare Candy is the biggest hit there. Charmeleon's and whatever. We do play 2 of those. We can get 1 back later. It's like not that big of a deal. What's called kind of a big hit, though. I don't like losing that. All right, this hand... Sheesh, man. I guess quick blow away this. Grab us a Charmander. All right, we could get bossed and our Charmander KO'd next turn, so I almost feel like I have to go for a second Charmander here, but I don't want to discard anything out of my hand. Let's get rid of the Calm. Grab another Charmander, and then I actually don't even want to play. I use the Hearth here because if this gets a research, I'm going to attach here. If this gets a research, then I don't want to discard 3 fire energy alongside with that research. So we go like attach Pokégear research, play the research. If we get Welder, we can Welder, sure. But I think I just want to kind of chill on this hand now. Yeah, we're just going to chill with the hand. We're not going to get too aggressive with it. We'll see. Yeah, there's that boss on my Charmander that I was talking about. They might go for the boss on the Charmander. And yeah, they're about to lose a couple boss. So setting me back a little bit makes sense. I understand. You did what you could, Charmander, but you're going to have to go. Our opponent has 1 boss left. This list almost always plays 3 boss, no Goss. So they have 1 boss left. So we probably won't have to worry about getting bossed up. I mean, they could have it on the next turn, but they probably won't. If with 1 just left in their deck and having already seen 2, the chance of them finding their 3rd boss is pretty low when they would want to find it. So not too worried about it. I'm going to start with I guess we start with the Dreamy Revelation still. Grab the Goss, because Goss can get us that research. Go with the Pokégear. That can get us research the research as well, though. And I think I just want to research here. I'm not too concerned with getting extra energy. I just want to see more cards. It's unfortunate to lose this Charizard here. That's why Oranguru is so good, man. Yeah, go ahead and research. It's why Oranguru is so good. To be able to like save cards. We're not able to do that here once again. Now I'm gonna give this Leon off this Hearth. Gotta find our Ordinary Rods sometime soon. We're losing quite a few cards. Not that big of a deal yet, I guess, though. All right, gonna get rid of this Charizard. Grab ourselves the Charmeleon. And, oh, I guess I still had access to... I can still get this, actually, this turn. Quick ball away, the Calm. I don't want to run out of energy. The Oricorio, Dance of Tribute. Yeah, they did take a knockout. We should have done that first off the rip. Started with that. Draw some cards. Ooh, I had the candy. Ooh. Don't do that. Do not do what I just did. Yeah, first of all, get the Oricorio, draw cards, see where you go from there. What I did was interesting. at best. All right, go ahead, opponents. Let's see what you got. Yeah, I should have got the Oricorio first, used the dance, then maybe got the Charmeleon, but then we end up with the Candy Charizard, which is so much better because it does protect us from the boss play completely, because they can't actually do 170 damage next turn. They cap out at 160 with Cocoa Prism with 2 Lightning, as well as an attachment for turn. So there's no way they could have KO'd my Charizard next turn, because they would cap with the Bolt Storm at 160. They can't set up any other attack anyways. I guess they could do 2 energy. Ooh, they could have KO'd me with Mewtwo copying Vileplume, actually. That's one thing they could have done. There's Mewtwo, copy Vileplume, 180. So they could have pulled that off. And I'm curious to see where they go with this. Do they do the Electrify, or are they gonna... my hand was very good. See why Candy Charizard is so much better. Having access to that Battle Sense on the other side of this Marnie would make my hand infinitely better. Infinitely better. We're not in a terrible spot. We're not in as good of a spot as we were, though, so... And they're going with the Electrify, which is good, pretty good for us. It means they're taking a little bit of a slower turn. But yeah, like I said, my turn could have been that much better. All right, let's see what we get here. An Ordinary Rod. We were looking for them. I don't know if we want both of them. There's a Leon. Gonna try and utilize that later. Gonna use this Ordinary Rod to do both. We're gonna get back this, and 2 Fire Energy here. And then we're gonna go into the Dream Revelation, because the Fire Energy would be really good here, so we could use this Welder. That's what I'm talking about right there. And we can Welder to the Charmander. 2, 3. We'll go ahead and Primate Wisdom the Leon, because if we get a Charizard off the top here, we did not. We could have. We got a Charizard there. We didn't. But if we did, we did get a Charizard, we could have used the ability, discarded that, but did not work out that way this time. We should have to pass over to our opponent once again. Yep, let them have it. Hopefully they don't have their boss. Once again, that's the card I'm kind of scared of here, is the boss's orders on my Charmeleon. And also, Tag Bolt is becoming quite a threat here now as well, since Mewtwo has 4 energy on it. And they are actually Cocoa Prism and an attachment away. They can't do it this turn, but Tag Bolt is definitely a threat on the coming turns. Double Leon in the hand now, so we can do a whole boatload of damage very soon, as long as we can get these into the discard pile. We'll see what our opponent does here. They have access to the Bolt Storm. They could go with the Electrify. I mean, they're probably just going to go ahead and Bolt Storm here, I would imagine. Yeah, Bolt Storm, knock out my Jirachi. And then we're looking for a Research here. Research, get rid of double Leon, find ourselves a Charizard, knock out this, get to 4 Leon in the discard pile where we want them. And then we're going to be able to 1-hit KO Mewtwo. They're going with the Electrify, though, setting up for the Tag Bolt completely. Oh, now they're making its way to the Dedenne. 1 to the Mewtwo. Okay. Got the U-Turn Board. That's good. Gonna start with the Dream Revelation. That is not a Charizard. I don't know if you guys knew that, but energy is not Charizard. Bench Charmander, attach to Charmander, play a Leon, because we can do that. And then I'm gonna go ahead and Primate Wisdom the Leon on top. So when I can draw into it to make sure I can discard it on the next turn. U-Turn Board my Jirachi. And I guess pass, because my opponent doesn't want to attack, and I can't find Charizard. So we're going to go with pass here. I could have had a Charizard in play. I messed up. I know. Oh, they found their last boss. Okay. Super unfortunate for us. But we're still in a solid spot, to be honest. As long as we can... Now we need to find Welder. Welder needs to be our go-to find here. Draw it back into the Leon. Go with that dance. We need Candy Charizard as well. There's Charizard. Welder's what we want here. 2 to this Charmander. There's the Candy on the Charizard. I'm going to Candy out the Charizard. Primate Wisdom the Leon. Once again, doing that play that I was talking about with the Battle Sense. There's another Charmander, which is great. Battle Sense. Take the Charizard. Discard those. Another Charmander down. Dreamy Revelation. Take the Charizard again. We probably actually should have taken the Jirachi. That way, if they Martied me, I'd draw into the Charizard, actually. Attach here. I'm going to save this U-Turn Board, and we get this knockout here. The problem we're running into here is if they Tag Bolt us, we need to set up another Charizard over here, but we would one-shot the Mewtwo, and they'd be out of energy, so I guess that'd put us in a pretty good spot. So it comes down to, can we find one of our last 2 rare candies? Can we find one of our last 2 rare candies to get another Charizard set up, take out this Mewtwo? Another thing is, do they even have access to Pikarom? It's not in the discard pile yet. I think they Cherish Balled for the Raichu earlier on. There's the Pikarom. All right, so Pikarom is happening. The question is, what are they going to go after here? They got a couple options here. And actually, well, no, they're at a boss. So I was going to say they could actually follow up with a Bolton KO on something off my bench. Or I guess they could use Mewtwo to copy Vileplume and actually KO something here. So they can Tag Bolt Charizard plus Oricorio, and then Mewtwo copy Vileplume. Okay, Mewtwo copy Vileplume, take the last knockout. So I think, if I had to guess, we will be losing here as long as our opponent gets everything they need. There's a stamp. That's fine with me. We didn't have the Rare Candy in hand. Still short the Rare Candy here, but we're going to attempt to find it. Yeah, so my missteps here have definitely led to what looks like it's going to be the loss for me if they can find that Vileplume and an Aurora energy. That's what they have to look for here. Vileplume plus Aurora, and I could still whiff Rare Candy here, I guess, as well, and then we would definitely lose. There's the Rare Candy, though, so we already got it. So I'm going to go Rare Candy, Charizard, Primate Wisdom to Jirachi, and then Battle Sense. Once again, basically like an Acrobike. Battle Sense. Take the Welder. I'm gonna Welder to Charizard. 1, 2, 3. Dreamy Revelation. Grab the Ordinary Rod. We might need to... No, we can't really set up another Charizard. I could set one up, though, to be able to use Battle Sense twice, I guess, is the only thing I can think of here. So if I just go ahead and do both here, we are about to deck out as well. Get back this and... maybe Dedenne. A couple fires, make sure we can retreat stuff. That's also important, I guess. Grab the Charmeleon. Evolve to the Charmeleon. I'll keep this around, I guess, if I want to be able to boss. I don't know. I can't imagine why I'd want to boss next turn. But yeah, Royal Blaze, 3 hundo. Goodbye, Mewtwo. Do they have Vileplume? Do they have, what's it called, is the question now. They're at a boss, so they can't even boss all my Oranguru, I guess. Yeah, the question is just, do they have Vileplume and an Aurora energy? Because that will win them the game. There's Mewtwo to discard the Vileplume. All right, so we're a turn slow here. They'll pop Coco, use Massive Bloom for that 180, and we'll get the dub here. So we are turn slow overall. We got pretty close, but it all comes back to that misplay I made where I didn't get Oricorio first, because I could have had a Candied Zard out in play on that turn. Instead, we sat with that Charmeleon until I found their third boss and were able to take it out. So, yeah. Some mistakes are why I'm taking the L here, but we learned from it. And that's going to do it for these games with the Charizard deck. I hope you guys enjoyed. This is definitely the best way I have found to play the deck yet. Aggressive with research, Pokégears to help find those researches and the Leons, and then the Welders are kind of like the backup supporter whenever we need energy acceleration to play. It's felt pretty good as far as the builds I've tried out go. I haven't tried the Magneton, haven't tried the Misty's Determination, but this has felt all right. Anyways, hope you guys enjoyed the games. If you did, give the video a like, join the content, be sure to subscribe. Have a good day. Thanks for watching, and peace.